Hi everyone, this is CherryEnchantress, the romantic fairy, and I'm here with your September reading. Sorry it's a couple of days late, but hopefully better late than never. So we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is Autumn Equinox, number 3. Pile 2 is Witch's Gathering, 42, the answer. And pile 3 is The Crow, 11. Could be half of 1111. You can choose by number, you could choose by the image, you could choose by timestamps, you can choose any way you want to. The timestamps will be in what's called chapters below, so you can skip to whatever chapter you are drawn to and any number you're drawn to. One of the best ways to get ready to choose is to use the breathing technique. All right, so push out your air. Let's breathe in through your nose. Close your eyes, release your breath through your mouth. Open your eyes and let them be drawn to the pile that is calling you. Let's begin. You chose pile 1, Autumn Equinox. The Autumn Equinox, which is also called Mabon, and the Seasons of the Witch Mabon Oracle is what I'm using, which is a really beautiful oracle deck. In fact, it has really lovely, all of the Seasons of the Witches decks, but this one has a nice orange edge, very pretty. And so Mabon or Autumn Equinox is an energy of temperance, balance, and renewal. Nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. So it's not about being one-sided or only seeing half of the situation. It's really seeing the totality of something. Your higher self chose this card because the autumn equinox is a wonderful time to consider where you might be experiencing imbalance in your life. Are there ways you're living to the extreme? Are there areas in your life that have been overlooked or perhaps forgotten about entirely? Typical things such as spa days, time off, more rest, and more time spent with friends are the first things that can put you back on track, but are often on the back burner. But it could be creative expression, having new experiences, cleaning your space, forgetting to pay a bill, or even being your best self at work could be, what's causing this imbalance. So if you've been having a period of extreme action or non-action, now is a good time to begin entering a phase of rest, renewal, and passiveness. So maybe it is the non-action that's actually what you need right now. Don't feel guilty about sitting still for just a moment. Attempting to force your way may actually be the reason why you're not receiving the results you're hoping for. Also, if you feel like stagnant or falling victim to the extremes of laziness, it might not be laziness, because laziness or procrastination could be a sign of something else. But it really does help to just take one step forward and you start to get back into the swing of getting things done. So renew your motivation and don't let anything fall through the cracks. If you've been sick like I was, you're allowed to take time off and rest. And when you start to feel better, gradually add things back as soon as possible if you can, but don't rush into it if you're not ready. Balance is not just related to the physical action that you're taking. Balance of the mind is also a worthwhile cause. Consider whether you've experienced a period of pessimism or if you can just have a more joyful outlook on life in general. Also, think of things that happen to you as happening for you instead, and just try to appreciate the lesson and move on. Now, if you need to dwell in the negative just because it feels so wrong or intense, then you may have to sit there for a minute, but never move faster than you need to, and never sit in it too longer than you need to as well. So use positive thinking. That will help you get you out. I know it seems a little bit like, where do I grab this positive thinking from when I'm feeling bad? But really, it's only just a matter of speaking kind words to yourself and kind words to others, counting your blessings and thinking of all the things that are actually going right in your life. And I bet you there's a lot of them. So speak this out there, speak it, and it'll bypass the negative things that you're feeling. And so let's move on. Now, this is a fun deck that I was using today for somebody's reading, and I felt like, yes, I want to use a little bit of hint towards Halloween season using this Sisters of Salem deck. And we have for you Moths, Concealment, Release, and Freedom. And when I see this card, I thought immediately of my card of freedom. Healthy space and room to breathe. So wherever this is, whether it's in your work life, in playtime, or any other place like romance, freedom is going to be an important aspect of moving forward in your life and making things seem possible and feel like you're able to do things again. It's also it's interesting because it's concealment and release. So there could be something released that has been concealed, or you have to decide whether something should be released or concealed, or it could be like a project that initially you keep close to your chest, and then it's like the release date when you're like, now it's finally ready to present to the world. So it could be like a combination of those two things. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say. I'm going to use the Forest Creatures Tarot and do a little live shuffle of that. Oh, look at that. You have Seven of Swords. So with Seven of Swords, it's kind of like, be careful not to carry too much. It may be too much to hold, too much to do, too much at one time. And somebody might catch you trying to take on too much and make a kind of judgment towards it. This is also kind of like trying to get away with something that you need to own up to, or this could be somebody else you're dealing with that's trying to get away with something and you catch them in the act. So it could be a work-related thing or romance, or it could be maybe it could be a love interest that you may have trusted, and then you find out that you can't trust them as much as you thought you could. It could be, or the reverse, somebody feels like they can't trust you. So just be aware of how you manifest these things, because you also have the Magician card. The Magician represents the sign Gemini, and so that could be something here. Be aware of how you manifest and what you manifest. I found myself accidentally manifesting things that I was drawing. So if you would like to actually manifest, that could be something that you do, similar to a vision board, where you find pictures and you create a vision board. The creation of the vision board is part of the ritual that helps you to manifest it. And if you're good at art and you like to draw it, even if you're not, you can just draw a stick figure, and even the stick figures can represent something that you're trying to manifest. And so that's one way to do it. But there's so many ways to visualize, so many ways to use your tools in order to manifest. But be aware, manifestation can work in the negative as well. If you're sitting there down in the dumps and you're thinking, oh, this is probably going to happen, and it's something bad, then it's possible that you bring that in. So try to keep your thoughts positive in order to stay in this positive energy, in order to attract the positive things to you. And then if something does happen in the negative, you have to let it go, give it up to God, give it to the universe, and say, thank you for this lesson. I know better now. I release it. That was a little karmic blip that I released. Now I've served it, and I'm ready to move on to bigger, better things. And so So don't dwell on it too long. The universe really wants to reward you. The universe doesn't want to punish. It's not a punishing universe. But you're co-creating with universe, and you have so much power on your own, and universe wants to let you have that power. So be aware of your power and attract what you want and not what you don't want. And yeah, so that will, even just a little random passing thought can be an attraction of something. So do your best to, like, if that happens, if you have like this little random thought that you didn't mean to think, oh no, not that, then you can just simply say, no, not that, in your mind. Scratch that, erase that. Instead of that, I mean this. You can clarify your thoughts to the universe and make sure that universe knows exactly what you want. If it helps, write it down and clarify it to yourself, and use positive words of affirmation. Don't use don'ts or nots. Use do's and the affirmative of the words, and not the negating of a different thing. Like, let's say I don't want to trip down the street. Well, you don't say I don't want to trip. You say I want to walk surely and safely down the street. And so that way the universe is seeing the positive, because really, as far as the secret goes, the book The Secret, when you say the words I do not, universe only sees I do. They don't see the not. So you said the words, and that's what you're going, that's what you are putting in your energy field. Okay, so that's how The Secret works if you're trying to manifest in that way. Let's see what the Lenormand has to say about this month for you. Like a little short spread. This is my CherryEnchantress Lenormand. All right, you have the mountain and the lilies. I think we need one more to complete the story. All right, so the gentleman. So the mountain feels like some kind of block. There's some reason why you can't get to something that you want. On the positive note, it could be very well a scenery. The thing about the mountain, I just noticed this. There's a rainbow right here that I didn't really notice before. I put it there because I designed these cards, but I forgot that I put like a little rainbow and like little swirling sparkles. The thing about the mountain is we often look at a mountain or at a molehill and create a mountain. In other words, making something bigger than it has to be. I've noticed that this week, especially already the beginning of September, because maybe we've had such a difficult August. We have these expectations now, like, oh, this is going to be so hard. But no, it's not hard anymore. You're going through an easy phase again. So this month, little things will, all your like little daily ins and outs will be so much simpler, especially during Virgo season. Your daily grind, easy peasy, in and out, no big deal. I went to the gym. I didn't have to pay something that I thought I had to pay. Just like little things, little things just feel so much easier than I thought it was going to be. It's not going to be so many hoops that you have to jump through kind of thing. So I think the mountain is just saying there's more than one way over the mountain. In fact, you don't even have to go over the mountain. You can go around the mountain. Like, who's to say you have to climb the mountain if you're not really feeling up to it? You can definitely go around the mountain. You can find a stream and and boat around the mountain. Wouldn't that be pleasant and easier? So I feel the mountain also kind of represents options. Things could get difficult sometimes, or there could be obstacles, but it could also be just in your mind, this obstacle. And I feel like the obstacle could be with maybe a particular person, or the energy that this lilies represent. This is, as a person, it could be a person of interest. It could be you. It could represent fathers. It could represent some kind of important man in your life. It represents gurus, like health people, doctors. And a wise person, an older people, people who have wisdom. It also represents a period of time like gestation. So I kind of feel like maybe it could even for some people represent gynecologist. I don't know, because it definitely could. Why am I thinking gynecologist suddenly? But if you're wanting to get pregnant, maybe that's what this has something to do. But this gestation period is the word gestation we use often when it comes to babies, but gestation works for lots of the areas in our lives where, like I mentioned earlier, like releasing something in the beginning, you don't want to say too much about it, and then later when it becomes more apparent that you're getting closer to your goal, then you release it, or you have a particular release date. So like a gestation period. This could also represent sexuality of some sort too. And it can represent the extremes of sexuality, being very pure or being very kinky or whatever, outgoing. So yeah, it has a lot of representations. And the way it fits here, that's up to you, I think. But I feel like for most people, there's like a person that was reaching out or could be reaching out, or you're the one reaching out. But there's like this back. There's a back to the person. So it feels almost like you're not face to face, that you're past them or something, or this person just missed you or something like that. Yeah, or some kind of block that creates this situation not to connect exactly. But I feel like, I mean, the prince represents you or your person of interest. It actually does. The lilies can be like an extra person, an outside person. It could be like family or doctor or whatever. So keep in mind what this means to you. But I think in general, though, the manifesting is very strong here. Just keep positive and don't let the mountains seem intimidating, because they're not it's not going to be as hard as you think it is this month. It's going to go a little bit smoother and easier than you expected. I think that's how this is working. So I think I want to pull one more card for love and see what else, because that one is pre-pulled. Let's do a shuffle one. Oh, so you could be rekindling with somebody, an old flame returns, and falling in love. So maybe you were out of love and now you're falling in love again. Sudden feelings that this is the one, or that there's like, I feel like the feelings are surprising, because what you thought might have been lost has come back, and you realize you're in love. Or it could just be that in relation to the freedom card, it feels like it could be what you thought might have been something that would tie you down or maybe overwhelming, could actually be quite freeing and liberating. So something like that could be what's going on in love this month for you. All right, let's see what the charms say. All right, let's look at. We have the kettlebell, so you could be working out. It also feels like heavy, but not in a bad way, like a stableness, sturdiness. We have 6. Oh no, it's 9. 9 September, so definitely referring to this month. From September, from the 9th, we have plenty of good steady work happening this month. We have bicycle is about your perspective, but it could also represent getting some exercise or different, like the weather cooling down and being able to enjoy bicycle riding. The bicycle to me, though, is something that you can compare to a person walking. It's faster than a person walking, but slower than a car. And so it's kind of all the way that you see things. Your perspective is very important in the month of September. You can make something out to be bigger or worse than it is, or you can make something out to be more pleasant and enjoyable than you thought it could be. Then you have like love potions. You're captain of the ship. You're steering the wheel. The wheel also makes me think of Wheel of Fortune and good luck. It makes me think of cycles and what, coming around, karma and destiny as well. The owl is deep, intelligent communication. The ghost is like a little, it could be a surprise, boo. It could be a ghost. It could be a blast from the past, and be like, where'd you come from out of the blue, It could be a little nod and hint towards Halloween too, and enjoying certain things in September that gear you up to the holiday season. That's what I call it. It's our holiday season. We've got the moon, which to me is about the subconscious and the dream world, things that you might want to explore a little bit beyond the physical reality of things. Go into your subconscious a little bit and learn more about the intuitive energy, what's lying behind everything. There's really more to a lot of the story than you realize. There's a lot more to your own feelings than you realize too. And I feel like you're going to get inspired. This could be a really good creative month of writing, drawing, painting, composing, whatever it is that you like to do that has a creative edge. It doesn't have to be, like musical. It could be all kinds of things, music or art, but it can be anything that you feel. Coding, whatever it is. My son is getting into coding. It's like things that inspire, that get you excited, that get you kind of really tuned in to your mind and your talents and your abilities and all of that. So, lovely month for you. I hope you enjoy the reading. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment below too which pile you chose. If you want to check out the other piles, please feel free to, and I'll see you there. You chose pile number 242, the answer, which is gathering. Gather in power, come together in grace. Unity is rising, and all will be embraced. This card is all about loyalty, faith, friendship, and cooperation. Getting together with friends, group activities, and that kind of thing. Your higher self chose this card because it is a good omen of friendship and renewed connection. This is a positive sign for you, even if you're seeking to reconnect with a lost friend or a lover. And so pile 1 could be tied into pile 2 maybe. That's why it's good to watch all 3 piles. So take steps to reach out, as your reunion will result in a joyful and positive experience. The witch's gathering here is also a sign if you're seeking a new relationship, either intimate or platonic, or if you've already started this new relationship. This is a sign that you're on the right track. This is the right energy for you. There are just people who are your kind of people. These kind of people are likely to go on to build rewarding, loyal, long-lasting relationships. So somebody that you might have met in August could be somebody that turns into a very long-lasting friend, or somebody that you meet in September will be a long-lasting friend. Somebody that, and it could be more than friendship, it could be love. But this could turn into, yes, something that really grows and builds. So these new people that enter your life at this time share your values and your same interests, and you may be surprised too that they know you in a soul level, like very deeply. And maybe you've been looking for someone who is like that, who's like you. that that you want to share your space with, somebody who you want to occupy your room with. Also, that's kind of giving a vibe of maybe moving in together energy. So if you plan on leveling up, so I'm just definitely getting an August to September energy here. Like, some people have already met this person and you might be getting closer in September, maybe moving in, or some people might be meeting them in September and need a kind of a thumbs up. If this is the right person, I should keep getting to know. Yes. This card also brings an important message, and the message is that relationships are not to be taken lightly, and they require care and attention. It's important to make time for the people who are most important to you, because they need your love and support just as much as you need theirs. And even friendship is a kind of relationship, and friendships to me is one of the most important kind of relationships. If you call someone your friend, it's important to show the love and support and appreciation that you would for anyone, or a romantic partner as well, So it's important to continue to reach out to all your friends and keep connected and treat everyone with respect, and also vice versa. I think that kind of treatment is going to be given to you as well. And so you need it as much as they need it. Support goes both ways for this connection, and maybe it's more than just one other person. Could be groups of people, could be like maybe you stayed close to Sally, but Tiffany's kind of lost touch, so you need to reach out to her too, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like for those that we've like kind of gone out of the circle that maybe used to be in your circle or not. Like, these could be all new people that you're meeting and growing with, So continue to nurture those relationships. This is also saying a big yes to social engagements in September. And what a month for social engagements. It's going to be a fun month because lots of places really get excited about change of weather and just the energy of fall and Halloween and festivals. It's a very festive time of year. So definitely do the social thing. And there are people eager to meet you. And if you haven't yet met the one, this could definitely be the month for meeting the one. You never know when a party or a night at a bar with a friend can change your life. It's even more critical for new relationships that are fragile and just beginning to take shape. So if you're feeling vulnerable, it's safe to say others might be feeling something similar. Making time and doing your best confirms your desires to have others around, and will go a long way in showing how much you care. That's good. It's important to let other people know that you care, and that that they are everything that you initially, that there could be initial sparks with people, even if it's a platonic friendship. It's important to keep those going too. Like, even if it feels you haven't talked to them for a while, reach out again and make sure you stay connected, because these relationships are just as important. Okay. So today I did a fun reading using the Sisters of Salem deck by V Love and Crystals, and I thought this Witch's Gathering reminds me a lot of this card. Cottage. Oh no, not this one. Cottage reminds me a lot of this card. So the Cottage card is home, shelter, and privacy. It's important to also have a good balance of social and private time. Don't overextend yourself. Don't make yourself too tired or too resentful of people, and you may be an empath where you need to make sure you keep your energy separate, or kind of do ritual work after you're around people. Or like me, if you have COVID, you need, you can't be with people until you're done with COVID. But COVID is kind of like a wake-up call to me that I need private time, alone time. I don't need to be social for a little while. So, there's a reason why stuff like that happens, I think. And so it is important to have your you time every once in a while, or balance that. Also, I feel like your home is kind of like a place to rejuvenate, to relax, to recenter, to get grounded, to focus back on routines again, after you've been in group settings or social situations. I don't know about you, but when I get social, I expand a lot of energy. I smile a lot more. I talk brighter and louder, and things that I don't normally, I shouldn't say don't normally do, but I'm normally more of an introvert and talk softly. But when I'm with a group of people, that extrovert side of me comes out. Usually, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. And when I'm in a situation where I have no friends and I'm at somebody's house, the first thing I look for is cats, pets, dogs, and then I'll look for children and I'll talk to the kids. But I usually work my way into making friends with people. So that could be a good tip for you, find the pets and find the kids. But the other thing that the cottage can represent is something with your love life. And that's what made me think of the rendezvous. A private getaway for two is calling you. So it could be that it's a time for two people to get all cozy together, and away from your regular digs, or it could be, like I said, a moving in together. But anyway, there's a sense of privacy here and a coupling. So it could be something like a group of friends meeting and getting together, and the two people really clicking and deciding to take that energy to a private place. Yes. Or when you're in a bar or something, this has never happened to me because I don't go to bars, but I see this in the TV shows all the time. They're in a bar and they're like, oh, you want to go someplace more private? Hey, you want to get away? Mostly they don't say that because that sounds creepy. Mostly they say, do you want to get away from here? Do you want to go somewhere? As if this party place is not fun, but really what they're trying to say is, I want one-on-one time with you. This crowd is nice, but I'm really digging just you out of everything that's happening here in this festive atmosphere. So that's a really sweet thing. So something like that could be happening here. Oh, okay. So let me get some tarot. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. I've got the Forest Creatures Tarot. I'm getting a big handful. I've been trying to use smaller cards. This one is kind of almost oracle size tarot deck. But it's very pretty. So at the back right there. Well, that one wanted to flip. What was that? Okay, I'm going to take it. It was an almost flip. This guy's kind of shy. He's the King of Wands. He's shy, but he's... I'll put him over here. He's shy, but he's got he's shy. He's wearing a... Okay, I'm putting it right here. He's shy, but he's wearing that, and he's wearing that hood thing, the deer thing, to kind of hide. But at the same time, he's a King of Wands, so he's very he could be very theatrical, energetic, sexually attracted to you. The Wands energy is phallic to me, and I always see exciting, people feeling excited, all over their body, not inside and outside, and so a connection that feels arousing. Yes. Okay. There's a lot of cards, so I'm just going to see which ones. We got Strength. Oh, there's some kind of temptation coming through. So it's this feeling of I have to be strong, not to give in to temptation. Who wants to be strong? Why is there? Oh, because there's judgment. The judgment. Don't need to be judged for giving into temptation. But there is a Queen of Cups that wants to connect with this Knight, the King of Wands. So it's a king and a queen. It's court cards. It's water and fire. It's gentle, romantic, sensitive, intuitive energy connecting with bright, hot, vibrant, arousing energy. But one or the other of them feel a little bit like the crowd might judge them, the groups might judge them, because it feels like a temptation somehow. Now, how do I apply this to like work or other parts of your life? Let's see. So we have the Strength card is a little bit different from most Strength cards, which is like the Beauty and the Beast. Here we have the Snake. Snakes can represent nefarious people that you may see in one light, but they might not be as great as you thought they were, or that they may coerce you or tempt you to do something that's kind of against your code or your morals, or your boundaries. If you've decided I'm setting a certain kind of boundaries, then somebody could tempt you outside of those boundaries. So that's possible. But the Strength card is kind of suggesting hold fast, hold in faith, hold your ground, stay the course. And I feel like it's a message, but it's also a promise that don't worry. September, you're tough. You're going to hold your ground. You're going to stay the course. You're going to be okay. I feel like also the judgment could be, internal things, your own feelings about yourself, but it can also represent atonement, like a forgiveness, a release, a renewal of things, rebirthing, becoming alive again, like a rendezvous. It's like rendezvous. I don't know the exact translation in French. Somebody can comment that. But it's about viewing you again, seeing you again, or seeing you, or finding the place where I can see you, just the two of us. And so, just the two of you. Just let go of judging each other. Let go of what other people say too, and just enjoy each other's company. Eventually, it's what people just do. Like, they can't help themselves. They just have to say stuff. But eventually, they'll relax and see you as a couple, or see you as just two people who want to spend time together, and they won't start. They'll move on to the next person to say something about, in their rumor mill or whatever. But I don't feel like it's going to be that nefarious. I feel like some of this stuff is just in your head, like, is this going to happen? Let's see, because I did 3 cards of the Lenormand, and what's going on here? Is there somebody you have to look out for, or are you just overly cautious because of, you have the Tower, which can represent official people, official person. It can represent, that one, coexist, the Cross, or it's like a burden and a joy. It's like, there's so many, it's like different types of people coming together. It's like fitting in a puzzle full of like a society full of different religious types, or different backgrounds, or different ideals and thoughts. The Tower could be a place, a destination. It can also, represent bureaucracy and higher ups and dogmas, like a religion. It does feel sort of religious. It could be somebody you're meeting at church, or through religion, or just through religious beliefs. And that could be where the judgment and the snake comes in, and the strength. Also, strength card makes me think of the serenity prayer. No matter what's on the picture, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And it could be very well that the snake represents something that you have to wisely know. Is this a snake, or is this a snake? Is this a kundalini? Is this skin? Is this sexuality? Is this nefarious? Is this, like... And also, snakes sometimes get a bad rap. Maybe a snake isn't a bad thing. It's just a creature that slithers on the ground and bites things and has poison. But snakes, have their purpose too in the circle of life. So the tower, though, can also be an apartment or a tall person or something having to do with school or law or church, yeah. And then coexist usually is the cross, but I decided to create a coexist card because I wouldn't want there to be one particular religion represented here. I want people to see that this is about destiny and hope and karma and faith. And it could be a religious person you're dealing with, or just a spiritual person, but it can also represent prayers being answered and troubles being over, and coexistence. I just now realized, coexisting in a cottage in the house together. So yeah. One more card to see what this is all about. Oh, yeah, see? And the stars. The stars, and look at this particular stars is like a proposal. Two fairy people proposing. But astrology could play a large part in some of your choices this month. It could help you. The stars are all about hopes and dreams coming true and promises of good things and success and healing and navigation and spiritualism. So clarity in your dreams as well, and guides. And so I'm feeling like it doesn't necessarily have to be like a religion. It could be just a spiritual I shouldn't say creation, but it could be a creation, a spiritual connection. It could be that two people really are connecting in the spiritual level too. I feel like I need one more of this romantic fairy. Oh, we got twin flame on the bottom to see what's going on. So the love language, I love this one, is quality time. So some good dating could be happening. Be a witness to each other's life. I've decided this is my new favorite love language. It's going to outrank physical touch now. I just want some quality time with somebody. And then dreams coming true. See, this is the star card. Have faith, your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that your wish will come true, or something like that. Anyway, the dream that you wish will come true. Yes. And so let's see. Did I get everything that I meant to get? Did I forget anything? Let's get some charms. My babies are purring down there. Cuddling and purring. I'll take a break and let you see. This time the kittens have been quiet through the whole, first pile and second pile, cuddling and nursing. So like a nurturing energy through both pile 1 and pile 2, and not being all frisky and playful and running around everywhere. So that could be a sign as well. Alright, here we go. Charms. School bus driver. So we have the deep and beautiful mermaid. Sometimes it's about deep understanding, good communication, or just being very still and listening carefully. We have Olaf, who represents moments, fleeting moments. This too shall pass if it's a dark moment, but also if it's a precious moment, enjoy it while you can, because it might not last forever. Just like a sunset. I'm not saying like love or anything, but a moment you have with the person you love, really, really feel it. You have the cannon, which is to me like explosive, orgasmic energy here, so with a love partner possibly. And we have I am is and reach, okay, reaching out. We have Saint Cecilia, the patron saint of music. Somebody's going to be winning an award in September, so congratulations, whatever that might be. We have a picnic basket, a nice date or something, sitting out. I think to me, like a great date would be just a field of flowers or something, or leaves. You've got the pacifier, just like the kittens. Nursing, it's like this content, it's a satisfied feeling. We have the moon, so subconscious and dreams, things that, and also tapping deeper into your intuition. We have Canada, so some of you could be connecting with Canada. Also the leaves, though. Oh, the beautiful fall leaves. Some of you might be experiencing that. And French things, and a Cinderella situation, or going out, going to a ball and meeting the one, because the dog represents soulmates. Also good work in the month. The sewing machine represents happy work, something enjoyable that you like to do. The cross is just like the cross. It's having faith, and coexisting. And we have the Chinese symbol for taste. So something very tangible, something you can taste physically in your life that, it feels like can be food, it could be the kiss of someone, but the tangible, it's not going to be just in your head. It's going to be something that you can use, that sense that you love so much, the taste. And then the key that opens things like lock boxes and mysterious little tiny containers that might have really amazing riches in it. You just never know what you might find. The wing represents angels watching over you, and we have family here too. Family caring about you. All right, so I hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Feel free to comment below, and you're definitely welcome to check out any of the other piles. The chapters are super easy. Just go down at the bottom and click on the picture, and you can jump around to all the piles in any order you want to, or just follow all the way through 1 through 3. I totally recommend it that way, because to be honest, it's like a big story when you do that. So I hope you like that, and I'll see you at your next pile. Pick pile number 3 with the crow. Number 11. Pay close attention to the winds. There's a message making its way. Wonder what that message could be. So something is coming, definitely, and it's a message, and pay attention. Because your higher self chose this card, because the message is coming your way, and it could be a warning or it could be a promise for you to keep an eye out for something important, like a sign and clues of what's next to come. Nothing truly manifests without some warning or like a premonition. It feels like that, like it could be a prophetic dream that you have. The signs might be subtle, but they have been promoting you your entire life and prompting you to do something. You might feel a sensation like a tingle in your neck, or a decision gives you a sense of dread. So if like you get this sinking feeling, that's usually not a good idea, not to do that thing that makes you feel like, gives you a sinking feeling. Tingling feelings are usually good, like a kind of a warmth in your chest. Remember now, like, Your sign could be a physical change in your body. Some people get that, and that's their way of using their sixth sense of a premonition. Other people get downloads in their crown chakras, but anyway, that could be what you get. You might have an idea that instantly lifts your spirit and feels like electric when you meet someone new. And that could be it. You could be meeting somebody new. And all of these sensations are clues that attempt you to steer towards a rewarding life. So the Crow card is a sign to trust in your intuition most of all, especially in the coming days in September for sure. You may have already experienced a little of this at the beginning of September, but for sure it's going to continue the rest of September. And don't dismiss those feelings as silly. Maybe to the other people in society they could be. Who cares about them, right? Your gut knows. However, because you are especially connected to the spirit realm, and all things are possible in the spirit realm, and the only right answer really is the one that gives you the feeling of peace, joy, and success. So trust in your ability to read the messages of the universe and know there is always a pathway to safety for those who know where to look. So whether this message is coming your way is good or bad, whatever, I don't think there is any true good or bad. There's just messages and intuitions and downloads and feelings. And sometimes things will come to you in a negative way, but will lead you to a positive place. So don't feel too scared about the darker messages or the omens. It depends on your personality really, and your type, your style. You could be like a dark empath type. That's how you receive your messages. So let's look at the whole reading in total and see where the messages might come for you, because this could be it. This reading could be your message. You could also need to adjust your antenna and do like a little exercise where you place your palms on your jawline and your fingers cupped over your ears with your thumbs under your ears, and take a deep breath in. And then breathe out, and then repeat the in and out breaths. But this time, lift your fingers from over your ears while leaving your palms on your jawline. And it becomes an open door and a closed door situation. So it's kind of like gills, like opening, closing your gills, or creating this channeling energy. So to close the door, you cover your ears by cupping them, and then you open the door by lifting your fingers away from your ears. And then you just keep doing this as you take breaths for at least 1 minute would be good, and then sit in silence for 5 to 10 minutes to receive your message. If you feel like you have some clairaudient abilities, or you can grow your clairaudience by doing little tests like that. So there's all kinds of fun ways to uncover your clairs. So enjoy that in this month. And let's see what else we need to enjoy for this month. So today I did a fun reading using the Sisters of Salem card, and I wanted to use these for us today. And you have Rat's Tail, Luck, Keepsake, and Rediscovery. And when these came out, I also thought of my deck, my romantic deck, Memento, because this is a gift from someone special. But a rat's tail a rat's tail for the witches is just like a part of the potion, part of the brew, right? But in the words down here, it's represents a keepsake. So it's like a good lucky charm, a good luck thing, a gift of somebody could have given you that has a special meaning to it. It doesn't have to be a gift from somebody, but it could be something that reminds you of someone that when you see a tangible thing, that when you see it, you are reminded of that person, and that's something special. It's like a keepsake. But also it could be good luck. It could be something that grants you more abundance in your life. All right, so let's get some tarot. I'm going to use the Forest Creatures tarot here. It doesn't have a fancy colored edge, and they're very thick, so I'm shuffling them over here so it's easier to control. Okay, here we go. I just want like 3. Oh, a butterfly was coming at my window. I think that's Dobby. He's my little kitty that turned into a black butterfly. All right. So the first thing you have is the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is, let's put it right here. 4 of Swords is meditative energy. So it could be definitely really tapping into your intuition this month. Really doing some of that ritual work to get those messages you're seeking. Write things down, make a journal, anything that comes to you. Practice all the different, I mean, you could really get into witchcraft this month, but practice all those different ritual ways of doing things, and also the stretching and testing your psychic abilities and your clairs. There's all kinds of ways to open your different clair, you know, and you may have some clairs that you don't even realize you have. But think about it like, okay, so the claircognizance is just a knowing. Sometimes you just get a knowing, and sometimes that's just, you know, a good feeling or a bad feeling, but it's a knowing. Most of the time for me, it's a good feeling. It's like this happy feeling. Or it's just a sureness. It just feels sure. Clairsentience is where you feel it in your body. And that's where, like, some people, like in the crow, can get like this prickle in their neck, or a upset stomach, or like an uplifting, happy, as tingles, positive, warm feelings and things like that. So be aware of your clairsentience. That could be building this month. The clairaudience is when you hear a message. It may not be like super clear, like somebody just talking to you, like I'm talking to you right now, but it could be like a voice coming in. Like I've heard my name called a lot. I've heard weird things. I hear bells ringing a lot, like, or violins, and I hear high pitch or low pitch violins, and I associate them with different people I connect with. And sometimes they could also just be angels trying to reach me or just vibe with me. But the audience, and I have had a moment like right before I fell asleep where I felt like I was in a subway and people were just talking. So I mean, I have had that too. But it's something that, you know, if it's like that where it's just there but you don't know how to develop it, then look into it and develop it if you like. Clairvoyance is seeing the visions, and I have that too. And I have prophetic dreams, and that, you know, show me things ahead of time or not, but it gives you an impression of what could be. You know, it doesn't always mean it's the exact thing that's going to happen, because the future is very shifting. It moves and there's so many stimuli now to things, events, you know, so many outside influences and stimuluses. It's hard to sometimes keep etched in stone energy about the future. There's kind of not that thing anymore, but be aware that you have some abilities, and it's important to tap into that. So we have clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, and claircognizance. And so you might want to see which one you like. There's some people who just shine in one and they're really good at it. If you're like me and you're a little bit of everything, it's kind of like being a not a master of none, like a jack of all trades but a master of none. I shouldn't say that, because I feel like I do have a master energy, but maybe I just enjoy like tapping into the different parts. That's why I like tarot, because tarot is kind of like my clairvoyance for you. It's like shows you the pictures that may come into my head, and sometimes the pictures aren't exactly like in my head, and so I have to help it along. And then the clairaudience are sometimes the words in the book that come with these decks, you know. So that I don't dismiss the decks, just the words, just because they belong to somebody else. Sometimes we pick a card and a deck for the totalness of it, the totality of the look, the pictures, the energy, the words, all of it. All right, anything else? Oh, you also got the Magician. So you are a manifester, and you are now yours. The Magician also came out in a different pile, but I feel like for you specifically is you're really connecting your messages that's incoming to enhance your visualization, and you're attracting. And it's really interesting because I've tapped into this. I talked a long time with somebody about this, but you have to be kind of like aware that we can have self-fulfilling prophecies, right? Where we see something happening and then we attract it in and it happens. So it's like this combination of seeing it happen and this combination of manifesting it happening. And so when you see something that doesn't seem too favorable happening, it's only a possibility. It is not an etched in stone energy. It's out there, you see it, it's a possibility, but anything can change it. And what can really change it is your manifesting skills. So you can acknowledge it, say, yes, I see that as a possibility, but this is not my destiny. My destiny is this. And then you paint a new picture, then you slap it right over that one that came to you and you say, this is my destiny, okay? You have that power. You have that power. So you don't have to manifest this negative image that came to you. In fact, sometimes I think Spirit might sometimes give you these things to help you tune into your own power. So that's a possibility there. So what I like to do, on this channel, I like to help you manifest your best outcome. So the reading may say something, but in the end, I want you to claim it as something that comes to your, for your best outcome, what you truly desire for yourself. I'm not saying, I'm not like predicting, this is going to happen, so watch out for your September. I would never do that to you because the future is always changing and you still have the power to attract whatever you want. There are energies out there, to be honest, there is. Especially like when Mercury retrograde comes around, we know there's this particular energy we have to use to our advantage, or else it can be challenging, But even in those challenging moments, we can have major successes. So it's definitely the way you channel this and visualize and attract it in. You are the Queen of Wands. You have the power. You are strength, and you are creative, and you're magnetic, and you're like your partners in another pile. Like the King of Wands came out too. There's this raw, bold energy here, and whether you're a fire sign or not, I feel like September you're going to find the fire within you to get anything that you want, really, and also to see yourself as this amazing dynamic being that you are. All right, so let's kind of break it down a little bit. Let's get some Lenormand and see in some details of what might be happening here. This is kind of an organic reading. I never really have a major plan for my readings. All I know is like, I want to use this deck, and I want to use this deck, and then suddenly it starts to formulate. But my monthly readings, I really try to focus on love, work, spirits, school, different things like that. All right, we have the coffin. Don't be scared of the coffin. The coffin is like rest. It's like the meditation. It's taking some time off and staying within your own space for a while. But it also is giving me really great transformation vibes, like the calm before the transformation. Or this may be like a period where, you know what this, I'm hearing, this is what I'm hearing. Plateau. I'm hearing plateau. Like, you know, when you, let's say for instance, you're on a diet and you're trying to lose weight, and you go through, you've been really getting it, losing weight every week, drops a few more pounds, and then suddenly you hit a plateau. This could be like that plateau where so much has happened and happened and happened, and transformations coming and things are doing great, and then things stall out just a little bit. It's a little bit of, it's nothing very serious or anything that you can't overcome, but just realize it's kind of like a reset. You have to have a moment sometimes where not a lot is happening in order to reset and get back into action. Let's see what the other cards are though, next to the what? Okay, so you have the ring. Somebody could be proposing, or you could be leveling up in your relationship, and you have the house. So a cozy dinner for two, candlelight, and it could be a move, or it could be just some kind of like a rendezvous for two, which is in another pile you might want to check out. Those of you who watched all three piles, you know exactly what this means. But if you like to just pick one pile and stick to it, that's okay too. I think it's fun to watch all three piles and see how they relate, like a book that has chapters, you know. And so speaking of that, you know, you pick your chapter down at the bottom, you just pick the picture, and you can move to the different chapters that in any order you want. That being said, the ring is a level up of some sort. If you've met somebody, you could be leveling up in whatever way you see the commitment, the connection, contracts, union, engagement. There's an eternal feeling here, marriage possibly, a promise. It could be, you know, you're dating, or it could be you're moving in together, a lot of you. That could be the next phase. Or you visit each other's homes now instead, and you went from just restaurants now to going over to each other's houses, or whatever, you know, whatever you see as a leveling up process. In my mind, I feel like you meet, you go to, you know, a date, which could be usually like something to eat. Then a few of those, you know, events or dinners or something like that, or lunches or whatever, until you get to the overnight phase, you know, come to my house and spend the night. And but so the coffin could be, there could be some kind of like you were stalled out in this leveling up, like you thought, oh no, what, you know, I thought we were leveling up, I thought we were moving up, I thought something was going to happen, and it seemed to stall out. This could be like more like an August energy or early September energy, and we've already passed it, because I feel like now you're moving into the house, or you're moving into that cozy domestic feeling, that new energy with this person. Yeah, and what you might have thought was dead or over is not actually over. It's like it has a new chapter. But yeah, the coffin could just mean more sleep, more meditation. It could be sickness, like what I had, COVID, and the end of your COVID period, and now you're ready, you're feeling good, and you're like ready to get out and mingle in the world again. It definitely feels, it's like a cocoon, so you're ready to become a butterfly soon. It's a completion, like the beginning of the completion of something. So yeah, there was another pile that talked about projects, where you're kind of keeping your project close to your chest, and then you're going to have the launch date. Well, that could be a little bit of this too, like keeping certain things to yourself until everybody can see that you're turned into a butterfly. Yes, isn't that nice? All right, I'm going to pull one more love card though, because I feel like we need a little more information besides the memento. Let's see, the romantic fairy. And besides, I am the romantic fairy. So most of my readings are highly love infused. Let's let's be honest. Oh, okay, and you got freedom. So this is healthy space and room to breathe. So freedom is, you know, I feel like did one of the other cards have freedom? No, was it pile 2? No. Oh, pile 1. So you could be relating to pile 1. But you know what? I'm going to pull yet another one. So this relationship feels very good. There's a lot of space and room to breathe. It feels comfortable. It feels happy. You're manifesting a commitment though now. But within the commitment, there's still a sense of freedom and room to breathe. And which creates this sort of song of youthful playfulness, like this feeling forever young when you're with them. Kind of like the song by The Cure, the love song by The Cure. You know, whenever I'm alone with you, I feel like I'm young again. So even if you are young, most of you are young. Like, hello, all my 20s and 30-somethings, but also hello to the 40-somethings and 50-somethings out there. But whether you're actually young or young at heart, this is that feeling young. And music, you know, the feeling, what music does for you when you're with somebody, the joy it brings, the dancing, the sounds, the camaraderie. That this month is going to be a lot of music and festivals and fun because that's the month. That's what happens in the fall or the early fall. It's time to rejoice. And also, everybody really starts to get more interested in those kinds of things, those festivals, especially that have music. It's not a party unless you got music, right? Yeah, so let's get some charms now. Oh, I got a lot of big chunky pieces. This massive key that just opens anything and everything. Like the key to somebody's heart. The key to the kingdom. It's a big key. If you're Scorpio, you might especially like keys. I've heard Scorpios like keys. And we have, you got that cottage again. And I covered up the cottage, but it's like, and also like, you know, this coffin card could be somebody feeling very Snow White, waiting for true love's kiss. And Snow White was very cottagey, like, you know, she cleaned the cottage and hung out with the little dwarves. So it could be, the cottage represents cozy, comfort. It represents the domestic things, and it represents security and possessions and domesticity and family and landlords and real estate and websites and locations. So yeah, it could be all of those things. The sun came out so bright. And look, we got singing and kissing and singing and kissing. Oh, right there, singing and kissing. And we have the Lady of Fatima, and we have a magnetic energy again here with the number 6 and the number 1. Oh, my birth number is 16. And we have the earth here with the green marble, and good luck and peace and nice, and the angels always with you. You can see the angels in any way you want to, you know, as big pillars of light behind you, or like the three angels that are here at Christmas or anytime. It's like you carry them with you all the time. They're always with you. They don't have to be in a box, but you can see them as a box, like a gift that you keep with you always because of these angels. And this is something my mom gave me once, and it was on a cord that I wore around my neck. Here, I gotta change the light again. But anyway, so yeah. And I, for the longest time, I'd lost 2 of the angels, and then I found one, and then recently I found the 3rd angel. So I'm so happy the 3 angels are back again. Makes me think of my 3 children, and I'm also a sister of a brother and a sister, so we're 3 kids. So 333 is real important to me. And if 333 is one of your favorite numbers, this could be definitely your pile. I know it's my daughter's favorite number, and it's her roller derby number. So yeah, this could be pertaining to that. Spirit numbers as well. Anyway, I hope you like that. If you like that, give it a thumbs up and feel free to comment below anything that comes to mind. And check out the other piles if you haven't already. If you watched all 3 of them right in a row, thank you so much. That's so awesome of you. Thank you. Appreciate that. And please, check out all the other readings that I have out there. I want to do one very special reading in memory of Gregory Scott. I feel so sad about, I just went to his page the other day, his YouTube, thinking, oh, I'm going to find out what's going on with him and what's happening. He was the one I turned to for astrology and everything, and he's gone. So, but he did leave a beautiful deck that I have a copy of, and I'm going to do some readings with that deck in honor of him. Anyway, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys around. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust. Thank you, members, and thank you, everybody who support me. Appreciate you so much.